For us, an adventure is a compelling experience that includes excitement and danger. Colorado's San Juan Mountains offered the perfect mix of excitement, danger, and challenge at elevations in excess of 12,000 feet. By combining rough terrain motorcycle riding, hiking, and climbing, we accessed many remote areas, all of which served our adventure requirements well. It's been said adventure is a grinding stone that polishes you up or grinds you down depending on what you were made of. You must go to know. We shine in some areas and show kerf marks in others. When the day is done, it's about getting outdoors and not just seeing beautiful places, but experiencing them together in sustainable ways. I hope everyone enjoys watching our Sophia's Ride and Adventure. It's been real. Entering Governor Basin, we encounter capricious weather, rain, and light hail. As we cross the basin at 12,000 feet, the vastness of the area reveals itself. We need to climb another 200 feet, which is the toughest part of our 9.6-mile ride.
Throttle coming, easy flow.
10-4, I'm on it. We got light hail.
Copy. Mine is open for cover if needed.
Tough section ahead.
10-4, bear left. We're in. It's loose, steep, full of jump.
I'm going to run the bank on the left.
Rocks are popping in the muck. Watch the tire traps.
Whoa, almost bit it.
Be careful and slow the bike through.
I'm taking the left again.
10-4, use what works.
Let's run that last steep one right up the middle.
10-4, 10-4. Fade high through the cannon section and park in the usual spot.
Okay, see you at the top.
The XTs make short work of the first 4,200 feet of our 5,000-foot vertical climb. We've just completed 84% of our upper vertical limit and 96% of our total travel distance. We're here today in Colorado's beautiful San Juan Mountains, just slightly south of Ouray. Jeannie and I have come up on the motorcycles 9.6 miles into Governor Basin. From here, we plan to tackle the St. Sophia Gap Summit, which we've been trying to accomplish for the last, well, 2 seasons. Beyond this point, steep grades and the lack of trails make traveling by bike impossible. Secure footing quickly eludes us as we move through wet grass, falling rock, and water. Several routes turn into dangerous dead ends. We carefully back down and select another path. Rattlesnakes are a possibility here. You learn quickly to place hands and feet with due caution. Each of us has about 35 pounds of gear on our back. find a few natural paths on the rocks, most of which are narrow. We both understand very well the consequences of a fall.
Made it to the meadow after a fairly difficult climb. We're about 12,700, 12,800 feet here, and it certainly does take your breath away. What we have to do now is make our way through the talus area, and we've installed cairns to guide our route. Believe it or not, it's very easy to get lost up here, so these cairns help us stay on our route. And the next section here, as you can see, is all talus rock, and we're going to have to get through that. This is a very beautiful area. It's a very interesting area. It's a very challenging hike for us, so we're making our way slowly up the side of the mountain. Believe it or not, the total hike is only about 0.4 miles, but it climbs 800-900 feet to, well, basically 13,000 feet, so it's definitely challenging for our level.
Talus slope means unstable, irregular, and complex rock patterns with potential entrapments in the gaps. Loose and shifting rocks put you at greater risk for falls and broken limbs during each step. Cautious placement of hands and feet is the best way to move through this safely. The thought of being injured at high elevation and in a remote place is unnerving. We stay focused, as the most dangerous part of the climb is just ahead.
There's one of our cairns, right there. So we're on track. As you can see, we got snow here, so we're moving carefully. We're still making our way up here. We're huffing and puffing. We had a couple of crackers. You know, moving around up at this elevation on these pitches burns a lot of calories up. So, as you can see behind me, there's a lot of talus, and there's a unique gap, which is in the St. Sophia Ridge, which affords us a fairly safe climb. In other words, we can climb up without the threat or fear of rocks coming down on top of us. So that's kind of a unique spot, and lucky for us that it's there, because without that, we'd never be able to get up into the summit and then take a look down on Telluride. So that's the story. We're making our way up slowly. We hope we can complete the climb. There's a lot of snow up here. We've had bad weather this season, and we've sort of been closed out from coming up here. There's been rain, bad storms, hail, lightning, you know, the usual type of things that just don't make this type of outdoor activity safe or sensible. So we're hoping today we can get up in there and share the experience with everybody. So let's see what happens.
As we proceed on our climb up to the St. Sophia Gap summit, the elevation is getting a little bit more trickier and trickier for breathing. You find that your breathing is only halfway. A little bit of nausea starts setting in, Fortunately, we always bring our peanut butter crackers as emergency and plenty of water with some spare bottles. We're proceeding pretty well. We're in the talus section. After that comes the actual section where we have to dig steps because it's very steep, sandy, for about 100 feet or so, and then we make it to the summit.
Okay, we've made our way up into the col here. We're, I'd say probably a little bit beyond halfway. As you can see, we're starting to enter the steep section. The last part of this is a little tricky. We've got some snow in here, but fortunately the ground's a little damp, and that actually helps us a little bit. You know, we get a little bit better bite with our boots, but you don't want to break loose, and you know, it's just not a good scene. So the sun has gone down here behind the ridge now. It's getting chilly. We've got a little bit of wind blowing, but we're doing pretty well. Slope here is very steep, so we've improvised a bit. Like I said, I brought my little prospecting shovel. It turned out to be a very valuable tool. And what we've been doing is we've been digging some steps here like this and shoveling the dirt down the hill. And what this does is this gives us a hold for our toe. And if you're lucky enough, there's a lot of flat rocks out like this. You know, you can actually plate these cutouts, which make this step a little bit stronger. But using this technique, we've been able to get the footing that we need to be able to clamber up the steep section. This section right now is just too steep, and if you try to step up it, you're just going to slide down, so you can't really make any progress. So these steps are really good. They've worked out really well. This is very, very steep. The camera's misleading. One slip or one foothold gives out, and you're going to go down on your can, so you have to move very carefully. It's also quite high and it's strenuous, so you got to go slow. But we're making our way up slowly. You're looking good, Jeannie. Just take your time. Just take your time. We're better than 2/3 the way up. This section here, we got to get up. And there's the gap right up there. That's our summit position. I can hear the wind. We got high winds here, so let's see if we can get it summited. This is the worst part of it here. We're just getting close to the summit, so we've got a kind of a nasty wind blowing. I'm actually having some trouble holding the camera steady. Jeannie's doing well. We got a little snow here. You got to step very carefully. We got real high winds blowing here. Okay. Come on up, Jeannie. That's it. Okay. We made it. We're there. This hasn't been easy, but we've got it. just to give you an idea of what this looks like. This is a pretty weird place up here, and these rocks, they look like they're gonna fall any second. And of course, down there, that's looking at Telluride. You can just see the corner of the town right there. It's a bit misty, but we got a really bad wind blowing here. This is very craggy up in here. Very, very craggy. There's Jeannie. She's sitting there relaxing in the wind. So that's the story. Okay, we're here. We couldn't bring the tripod with us. There's just too much stuff to carry, so we figured we'd film each other. We got a little snow here, and we got gusty winds. So that's the story. And we're getting ready to make our way down.